Hello again, and welcome back as we find ourselves in a new calendar year, January 2026. And even though this happens every calendar year, it still feels weird to say 2026. I think last year it felt weird to say 2025, so it's just a repetition, but it still is a new beginning of some sort. And even though I've heard from a few of you that New Year's Eve and these New Year's celebrations don't necessarily feel super meaningful to you, I would say that it still symbolizes some type of beginning. And so this practice is to help us in the movement of some stagnant energy inside of us, maybe a feeling a bit of stuckness, in order to start anew. Even if this time of year doesn't necessarily feel like a new beginning because life is sort of going on as normal, I'm sure if you reflect in your life, over time, especially within a calendar year, there are moments of beginning. We all move through endings and beginnings. And so I'm hoping that this practice can sort of be a physical embodiment of letting go of what we're leaving behind, of the endings, and moving gradually into the beginning of whatever is next. Beginnings can be difficult, beginnings can feel exciting, beginnings can feel like many things, and oftentimes, usually, most of the time actually, before a beginning, there's likely an ending. And so there also needs to be some, maybe not needs to be, but it could be helpful if we could find more peace and grace in the ending portion, the ending phase of the cycle in order to move into a new beginning. We see the endings and beginnings cycle all the time in nature, in life, this life-death life cycle. So anyways, I wrote a little bit more about this in my newsletter, trying to still keep things brief for this month, just to get you get you started on a good foot in the new calendar year. And yeah, as you all know, I love to talk. I have a lot to say. I try to send meaningful messages. I try to share things that I feel could be meaningful and helpful for you. And so this is no different. And so let's start the year off with a beginning practice. Beginnings don't have to be quick. They don't have to be intense. This physical practice that we're going to do is actually more of a gentle beginning. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to start on the ground as sort of the ending portion of things and slowly move to our feet while we're letting things go and slowly bringing movement into the body, breaking up a little bit of that stagnant, stuck energy that we tend to feel in the winter. And then bringing a little bit more energizing movement into the body, but letting it still feel maybe not necessarily fully easeful, but letting it feel a little bit gentle at the same time, like it's not a full flow yoga that we're doing here today. Because we are still in wintering phase, it is still winter outside, and so we want to honor the season while also still sparking within us maybe some motivation for moving forward. Let's give it a try. I am drinking some really lovely tea to keep me warm in these winter days. But yeah, okay, so to get started, I'm going to stay seated while I guide you through just a brief mindfulness practice. I would ask you to find yourself in a comfortable laying position wherever you are. So start to get yourself comfortable, laying down. Maybe you have some blankets underneath you if you need some extra cushion. If you want, you can even prop a pillow underneath your knees to bring a little bit of bend to your knees, as long as your feet, your buttocks, your back, your head are resting on the ground. We want to use the support of the ground for this mindfulness practice. So begin to close your eyes as you settle in. Noticing the room around you with your eyes closed. If you prefer to keep your eyes open, just have a soft, gentle gaze at the space in front of you. So perhaps on the ceiling above you. So we're orienting ourselves to the room around us with our eyes closed or with a soft gaze. Noticing any sounds around the room. Noticing perhaps light shining through your eyelids if the lights are on, if you have any natural sunlight coming into the room. Maybe noticing the temperature of the room on your skin, the sound of my voice. And then slowly bringing your awareness towards your physical body. So noticing your physical body on the ground beneath you. Noticing all the places your body comes in contact with the floor underneath you. Feeling the weight of your body on the ground. And then slowly bringing your awareness towards your breath. Your natural state of breathing. We aren't changing anything just now. We're just noticing, observing the body as it breathes. Noticing the lungs, the chest as they expand as you inhale through your nose. And as you exhale through the nose, see how the body softens, how the chest empties, the lungs empty. Noticing the natural rising and falling of the chest. Now starting to shift into some deeper belly breathing. So as you breathe in through your nose, letting the air fill up your diaphragm, so the low belly region between your belly button and your low rib cage. And then allowing the air to travel up in through the lungs and the chest, filling up these spaces in your body. And as you exhale, letting the air first leave the chest and lungs and then the low belly. And as you continue to do this, as you inhale, see if from your belly into your lungs, you can notice air filling up your whole body. And as you exhale, letting the body soften, letting the air leave your body as your whole body loosens, softens, lets go. Doing this just a few more times, noticing the breath in your body as you fill in the low belly, filling up the chest and the lungs. And then releasing everything out of your nose, softening. Now for a moment, bringing your awareness back to your whole body, your ground on the floor, your body on the ground. And see if as you breathe, you can continue this practice of filling the body with air. Let's call it new, fresh air, because it really is in reality. We're filling the body with fresh, new air. And as you exhale, maybe out of the mouth this time, you release all old, stagnant air, energy out of the mouth, out of the body, and see if you can feel the body release and relax into the surface beneath you just a little bit more. As if you're letting go at the same time that you're releasing old air, old energy. So again, filling up the body with fresh breath, fresh air, fresh new beginning energy. And as you exhale, releasing any stagnation, any tension, any tightness, releasing the body into the surface beneath you, softening into this new beginning. Doing that just a few more times on your own, so really inhaling in this fresh new beginning, fresh air, and releasing out anything that feels old that you want to let go of. One more time, breathing in through the nose. And then this last exhale, let it be a big exhale out, a nice sigh out of the mouth. Releasing. Okay. Bringing your awareness back to just your chest and your lungs, coming back to a natural state of breathing. Noticing your body, how it feels here. Then gradually starting to bring your awareness to the room around you again, either with your eyes closed or if you have the soft gaze in front of you, keeping your eyes open but soft. Maybe you start to notice the sound of my voice again, the noises around you, the temperature of the room on your skin. Continuing to lay down, start to bring some movement into your feet, your toes, your fingers and hands. Maybe you start to wriggle around some wrists and ankles. Maybe you gently move your head from side to side as you slowly start to flutter your eyes open. So please stay here laid down. I am just starting to move back into a laying position. But from your laying position, what I'm going to ask you to do is now gently bring both your arms and legs up above you. Feet, bottoms of the feet are facing the ceiling above you. Your palms are facing each other, and it's soft. Like I am just super loosey-loosey here. There's not a lot of tension to hold things up. It's just a way of allowing my body to start to bring a little bit of movement, but also notice any movement happening in your body. So sometimes you can feel the blood flowing a little bit, or you might notice something happening some sensations happening in your legs and arms. See what you notice. If you don't notice anything at all, that's perfectly fine too. It's just an observation. We're letting energy sort of flow through the body, releasing out into the ground beneath us. Again, encouraging this embodiment of letting go, releasing, and beginning. Start to bring some movement into your ankles and your wrists, going in one direction and then the other. Maybe even bringing a little bit of shaking energy, shaking movement into the body. Just to keep breaking up any tiredness, any stuck feelings, any sensations of tightness, tension. Just letting it go. This is fun for me. Okay, and then slowly stopping the movement, nothing too abrupt, and letting everything fall again to the ground. So from here, take a nice big stretch. I've got the couch in front of me, so it sort of, my hands find themselves underneath the couch, but see if you can find yourself in a nice long stretch. And then from here, you are going to gently move your right foot over to the side, crossing your left foot over your right ankle. The right arm is going to move with the right foot in this direction, and your right hand is going to take hold of your left wrist, and you're creating a side body stretch over towards the right. You're going to feel the stretch in your left side. So as you breathe in, see if you can notice the stretch, if you can breathe into the stretch. As you breathe in, see if you can create a little bit more length in the left side of your body. And as you exhale out the nose, see if you can soften just a little bit more. Breathing in through the left side of your body, extending, lengthening, and then as you exhale, softening a little bit here. A few more rounds of breath. Maybe you might even be able to visualize the air flowing in from your feet up to your hands, along the left side of your body. It travels. And then as you exhale, letting everything go. Using the breath as an anchor, using the breath as a way to expand, fill with new, and release any old. And then gently bringing your body back to a center position, taking a nice stretch again, and then moving over to the left side. So your left foot gently finds its way further towards the left. The right ankle crosses over your left foot, and your left hand will take your right hand's wrist and slowly curve over to the left side, creating a nice stretch in the right body. And again, as you inhale, allowing the body to fill with air and expand, and as you exhale, releasing, softening into the pose a bit more. If you're feeling tension in the neck, see if you can turn the neck a little bit to loosen up the space between the ears and the shoulders. Maybe try visualizing again as you inhale the air traveling, the breath traveling from your feet up the side of your right body, up towards your hands, and then softening, releasing. A few more breaths here. And then when you're ready, gently bringing yourself back to center again. Taking a nice big stretch. Bringing your knees into your chest. Gently placing your hands on the tops of your knees. And moving your low back around, moving your knees around in a circle in one direction to kind of massage out the low back. And then switching direction. Just to slowly help us transition from the lying down position as we make our way to a seat. So the thing about transitioning from endings to beginnings is that sometimes they do require us to move slow. They require phases, steps. So this practice is gradually moving us up to our feet. So we were just on our backs, and now from here, you can either roll over to your left or your right side depending on which you prefer. But please find your way to a seat first from finding yourself on one side, taking a moment to pause, maybe taking a nice breath in, and then exhaling everything out. And slowly pressing yourself up to a seated position. If you'd like, I always keep my bolster nearby and a block nearby. You can prop yourself up on a block if that helps you feel a little bit more open in your hips. I'm going to move back here a little bit more so you can see me more fully. There we go. Whew, yeah, so here we are in a seat. My hair's a little wild too. You know what? Let's take a moment to just close the eyes, hands resting on our laps, on our legs, and just check in with ourselves for a moment here. I felt just like the slightest rush to the head, which means I need to try to slow myself down a little bit again. But I am feeling a little bit more energized, which does feel nice, I have to say. Sometimes the winter leaves me feeling so tired, and as much as I love to rest, and I'm very good at resting these days, I do feel that sometimes I'm missing that little spark of energy that I still need to move throughout my days, work throughout my days, do activities that I want to be doing, that I want to have the energy for. So this practice is helpful for me too. Okay, so from here, we're just gonna do a couple nice side stretches just to move. But actually, I didn't even have this in the plan, but if you could just start to gently, fluidly move your body from side to side. I think we might have done this before together in another video. Let it be very fluid. Let the head follow the way that your spine moves. I've been learning that oftentimes this is a direction that we don't often ask the spine to move in, and so it actually can be very beneficial to the spine's health. So moving a little bit side to side here. Oh, yeah. And then slowly coming back to center. And actually, before we do our side stretches and a couple of twists, what I'm going to ask us to do is do a couple of nice forward folds, but we're going to use the breath to help us. So it is, again, this like embodiment of letting go, releasing, and then coming up again for a new, fresh beginning start. So that's, I think it's quite obvious, I've said it enough times, sort of the intention of this practice today, no? So take a nice breath in through the nose, filling up the diaphragm and then the lungs and chest. And then as you exhale out of the mouth, start to lean forward and then let the head fall completely forward as far as you can. And then as you inhale again through the nose, filling up the diaphragm, the low belly and the chest, come up, bringing the head back up, letting it follow last. So as you exhale now again, falling forward, letting the head fall forward, hang heavy. And as you inhale, coming up, letting the head slowly find its way back last. One more time, exhaling everything out as you fold forward, letting the head then fall forward, hang heavy. And inhaling through the nose, coming up, letting the head join last. Yeah. All right, now from here, bring your arms up on an inhale through your nose, maybe a little bit of wiggling around, wiggling the wrists, and then gently bring your left hand to the ground at the side of you and bring your right arm over as you exhale. Coming up again a little bit on an inhale just to open. And then slowly coming back into the side stretch. Noticing the stretch in the side body. If you can, see if you can create some more space between your ears and your shoulder. A nice stretch of the neck. Start to now bring some movement into your right arm. So first starting moving backwards behind your head and coming forward, doing this 3 times in this direction. And then 3 times in the other direction. So first coming forward and then around and back. Coming forward, around and back. One more time forward and around and back. Holding. Opening on an inhale. Exhaling one more time into the stretch. And then coming back to center with your arms up. Bringing them down for a moment on your exhale. And then inhaling again, both arms up. And as you exhale, bringing your right hand down to the floor beside you and the left arm over and above your head. Again, seeing if you can create more space, more length in your neck, between your ears and shoulder. Holding here, opening for a moment on an inhale. Exhale, coming over again, creating a nice long stretch in the left side of your body. Beginning to bring some movement into the arms, so 3 rounds both directions. So first coming through the back and then bringing the arm forward. One more time, this direction, and then moving in the other direction. So bringing the arm forward and then back. 2, and one more time. Coming again to open on a nice inhale. Exhaling over. Holding for a nice inhale. And exhaling everything out. And then inhaling again to bring both arms up. And exhaling both arms down. Okay. We're going to do now just like a nice little gentle twist as we're seated. So again, inhaling the arms up, gently bringing your right hand to your left knee and your left hand behind you on your exhale. Keep your head in a position that feels comfortable, not creating too much strain in the neck, but that offers a nice twist in the spine. As you inhale, see if you can lengthen the spine, the top of your head reaching towards the ceiling above you, the space above you. And as you exhale, see if you can soften and deepen into your twist just a little bit more. Doing that a few more times, keeping the breath flowing in and out of the nose this time. And then just for like a little extra bonus stretch, see if you can, on an inhale, bring your left arm over your left ear for a nice big stretch in the left side. And then coming back, bringing both arms up on a nice inhale. Back down in an exhale. And then reaching up again on an inhale. Bringing your left hand to your right knee, your right arm, your right hand comes behind your back into a gentle twist as you exhale. Again, keeping your head in a position that doesn't create too much strain or any strain at all in the neck. And as you inhale, see if you can lengthen the spine, bring the top of the head closer to the space above you, rooting into the seat beneath you. And then as you exhale, see if you can soften and deepen a little bit more into the twist. If you notice any tension in your jaw, as I just did in myself, See if you can release the tension, especially with your exhale. Okay. And then one more bonus stretch. So as you inhale, bring the right arm up and over your right ear. Take a nice breath in. Exhale everything out. And then coming back to inhaling with your arms up. And exhaling, bringing your hands back to your lap. Oh, how does that feel? Let's take just a nice brief moment to check in with the body. Maybe even check in with your mind for a moment. The mind is just as important. As much as we try to ease the mind, calm the mind in these mindfulness practices, we always have to be aware of the mind. Okay, so now as we transition to our feet, we're going to have this middle step position. So if you're sitting up on something, just carefully remove it from beneath your bottom. We're going to come to hands and knees very, very briefly. So just like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to tap out the feet a little bit. Sometimes the blood flow can become a little bit stagnant when we're sitting in a seat. And so it's nice to just like bring a little bit of that blood flow back into the legs, especially if we're going to be transitioning upwards into standing and being on our feet. There we go. Okay, so now from here, you're going to bring your toes curled onto the ground beneath you. And you can move through this in different ways. You can either just come to your bottoms on your heels and sort of transition like this. If you'd prefer to do it a little bit more with some strength, you can lift your knees up off the ground, slowly walk your hands back to bring you to a forward fold. So either way, however you choose to make it to your feet, we're going to first find ourselves with our head down in a forward fold. We want to take this transition very slowly coming up. We want to give the body time to make this transition. So keeping the head down. If having hands on the ground doesn't quite work for you, you can bring your hands gently to your legs, lower legs in some space, but remembering to keep the head down heavy below the waist. Taking a few breaths here, keeping a nice bend in the legs. Even me, because it's so cold lately, and my muscles get very tight, and I haven't had a chance to practice as much, so I keep my legs quite bent these days in these positions. If you'd like, you can start to grab elbows just like this. And this is called ragdoll pose, but you let your head hang between your elbows and let the body hang heavy in this position. Releasing things, letting blood flow. You can even bring some movement into this if you'd like. You might move your head a little bit, shake in directions of yes and no nods and shakes. Continuing to breathe fully, deeply on your inhales, expanding the body, filling up the body, and as you exhale, letting everything release, soften. And then from here, we're going to gently start to come up. The head will come up last. The head is the last thing to come up right. So from here, take a nice inhale Exhale everything out of the nose or mouth. And as you inhale, slowly start to let the hands graze the legs as you come up. If you'd like, you can pause as you exhale, continuing to move slowly upwards on your inhales, pausing on your exhales, letting the muscles hang heavy. Inhaling again as you come closer towards standing. I'm still heavy, my head is still heavy. And on my last inhale, I gently start to bring my head upright as I bring my shoulders back. And I find myself in this position. And I give myself just a moment to feel my body now upright, now in a more active stance. I can feel blood trying to move behind my knees, a little bit of tension. But if you want, you can even just move for a moment, but we're going to get to that. So from here, we're actually going to play around a little bit with these forward folds and coming up gently in a bit of a twisting action, but it will be very gentle. It's still this idea of letting go and then starting new. So inhale and bring your arms up above you. You can't see, but I'm like this above my head. And you're going to slowly turn to the left. Come down gently with an exhale. Gracefully graze your hands along and the front of your body and towards the right side of your body as you exhale. And then as you inhale, again, a nice, slow, gentle rising as you bring your hands up above your head again and come to center. And as you exhale, you'll twist back to the right, come down to the right side of your body. Inhaling as you graze in front of you, then towards the left side. Exhale for a moment here. Let the head hang heavy. And then as you inhale, coming up the left side, slowly letting the head be the last thing to come up with your arms as they come above your head, passing through to the center. Then again, as you exhale, going back down to the left side now. Coming forward as your hands graze the floor in front of you. And as you come up on an inhale, the right side of your body. Coming back to center for a moment. Inhaling and exhaling down your right side again. Coming forward with your hands. Coming over to the left side. Taking a nice inhale again. Exhaling, and as you inhale, following up the left side of your body through to center. We're going to do that one more time. So now exhaling down the left side of your body. Coming across and over to the right side. And then inhaling up through your right side of your body. And coming back to center, gently bringing your arms to your sides. Close your eyes just for a moment. See how you feel. I'm feeling a little bit more energized. I actually feel my heart beating a little bit more right now. Okay. So to finish our practice, we're going to do a little bit of shaking and moving, which should be fun, hopefully. So to do this, we're first going to just get our feet firmly planted beneath us. So about hips width distance apart. Yes. Okay. And we're just going to start with bringing a little bit of bounce into the knees. Just letting the body kind of find its own rhythm in this bounce. And then slowly start to bring a little bit more maybe in your waist, your chest, your upper body. And then see if you can start to let your arms loosen up. Maybe the shoulders are getting into it now. Maybe the head. And as you inhale, breathe in deep and full. And when you exhale, you can exhale out of the mouth. Let it be big and loud, letting go. And just shake. And if you think I look silly, especially because I'm your therapist, let that be so. It feels good. Even if it might feel strange at first for you, let the body enjoy the sensation of moving energy. And then we're slowly going to come to a rest, but first we do it kind of gradually. So maybe your shoulders stop, but your knees continue to bounce until you begin to come to stillness. Pausing for a moment to check in. And then from here, we're going to practice another fun movement of quick flow of stagnant energy. So first, you're just going to gently kind of swivel from side to side, moving torso, moving arms. And then let the momentum carry. And bringing maybe a little bit of letting the hands land where they do. This is actually a nice, almost like massage for the body. Of course, be as gentle as you can. Don't want to hurt yourself, but letting this motion move through your body as you continue to breathe. And then slowly letting the momentum naturally fade to stillness. And for our last practice, we're going to do the same thing with just our arms now. So slowly bringing right and left arm up. Alternatively, you can maybe bringing even a little bit of bounce into the knees if you'd like, continuing to keep the legs bent. And just let the momentum kind of take hold as you let your body feel the energy moving through it, breaking up stuckness, stagnation. Continuing to breathe deeply in through the nose. If you'd like to exhale out the mouth, that's great. And then when you feel ready, slowly again letting momentum fade back. back to stillness. So, to close our practice, I invite you to close your eyes with your feet just where they are, on the ground firmly, hips width apart. Have your arms at your sides, palms facing forward. See if you can bring your shoulders back just a little bit and drop them down away from your ears, opening up your chest, allowing your head to hold steady and upright. See if you can tuck your tailbone just a little bit to create length in the spine. As you notice your body here in this moment. We started this practice from lying down, and we've slowly transitioned towards standing on our feet, symbolizing letting go endings as we move through the transitional phases of beginning again, as we do throughout a lifetime, as we do throughout our days, as we do throughout weeks, months, years. So with your eyes closed, see if you can check into your body once again, noticing how you feel now. Is anything different? Do you feel any more looseness in your body? Maybe a bit more activation to move, to do. As I mentioned earlier, beginnings don't necessarily have to be quick or all in right away. They can be gradual, just as we practice today. They can take time. There can still be pause and rest in between the movement and the breaking up of stagnation. They still require a lot of patience of us, of being able to let go, of loosening, of breaking up some stuckness, of any resistance that we might have, so that we really can start again in some capacity. And then starting to bring some movement into your body. And then when you're ready, gently starting to open your eyes. Maybe gently looking around the room just to reorient yourself again to where we are. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I really enjoyed that. I hope you did too. I hope it gave you some ideas in how you might be able to take this kind of physical practice into your daily life as you consider your own endings and beginnings. The new calendar year of 2026 might not necessarily be a fresh new beginning for you, but I'm sure at some point this year, at the least, you will experience something that will require an ending and a beginning. And so considering the letting go and the phases and transitions and the breaking up of stagnant energy so that you can move forward into something fresh, something new. I hope that this will support you in that. And of course, I'm always here for you. So until next time, Thank you again, and I will see you soon.